Are only luxury or bare necessity items selling on eBay? Truth or myth? If you're new here, I'm Vicki and our channel is Avante-Avenue. My husband Mark and I sell on eBay and various other platforms. Today's video is a little bit different. It's a combination of what sold and how I packed it, but I have some thoughts to share with you today about that opening question, truth or myth. Is it true that if you're not selling luxury or necessities on eBay or Mercari or Poshmark or wherever, is it true that if you're not selling those type of items that you can't make any sales in today's environment? You know, we most certainly don't sell necessities other than maybe clothing, I guess you could say. We don't sell necessities. As I'm showing you some of our recent sales, I've divided it up into a few categories: necessities, practical, non-essentials, and something else. But I'll tell you about that later in the video. So what do you consider to be a necessity? It could be essential, indispensable, imperative that you have it, or an unexpected, unavoidable need. Need for something. You just have to have it. Some examples would be clothing, shoes, repair parts, perhaps an appliance. Maybe your microwave went out. Items for home improvement, car parts, and even gifts. Buying gifts, especially this time of year, might just be necessary. Next up, I'm going to show you some of our sales that I feel fall into the category of necessary. Of course, you might think otherwise. This shirt took a long time to sell. It's a Tommy Hilfiger, and I listed it quite some time ago. Paid $1 for it, and it sold for full asking price of $24.95 plus ship. Also sold some swim trunks by Abercrombie & Fitch. Paid $1 for these. They are pre-owned. And yes, I washed them. And they sold on offer for $10. And they asked for priority mail. So that's what they're going to get. So I'll ship them in one of these. Love these envelopes. It's not flat rate. It's just regular priority mail based upon the weight and dimensions. I folded the envelope over. With these type of priority mail envelopes, you can fold these. You can't do this to the padded envelope. But on these regular priority mail envelopes, large envelopes, I folded it over and taped it so it would conform to my mailbox and I can get it in the mail. And this Cato woman, size 18-20, I probably paid $1 for it, and it sold on offer for $11.50. This Crown and Ivy 3X blouse, paid $1 for it, sold on offer for $12.48 plus ship. Sold a denim skirt. The brand is Sag Harbor, size 14 long denim skirt. And it sold on offer for $11 plus ship. Sold some more shoe polish, the Meltonian color 78 Cordovan. Paid $2 for it at a garage sale. And sold one for $7.95 plus ship. But the nice thing is, it's a listing with quantity. So I don't mind at all getting $7.95 for that. Practical. Practical purchases. What makes a purchase practical? Perhaps it fits your needs, solves the problem, and hopefully it's affordable. Some examples would be the same as essentials. Clothing, shoes are practical. Storage solutions, organizational solutions, replacement parts, personal products. Yeah, that would be practical. And maybe something that completes a set or a collection could be considered practical. So next up, I'm going to show you some practical items that sold in our eBay store. This was a surprise. Mark found this in a thrift store. It's Fire King. I don't know if you can see the Fire King here. And it says salt on the side, so it's a salt dish. Didn't have a lid. Not sure if it was supposed to have a lid. Sometimes they don't. And we paid only $1 for it. And it sold for full asking price of $29.95 plus ship. So let's get it packed. 2 sales, 5 Mikasa endearment plates, bread plates, and 4 dinner plates. We sold 4 of these. These are Indiana glass Colony Park pattern. Got a lot of 4. They sold on Poshmark. That was a surprise. And they sold for $40. Of course, they take their fee out. The fee was $8, and they collect the tax for us, but we netted $32 for these 4 Indiana glass Colony Park glasses. I have 2 options for protecting the stem. I can put bubble wrap around here, or I can use a swimming pool noodle, which I keep on hand. I've got lots of these. Let's just take a measurement here, rough measurement. I'll cut one before I cut them all. You know, that's not so bad. Got a little orange donut. All right, let's get another measurement here. Get the rest of them cut. They're rarely perfect, but they're good enough. Very nice. Now I like to just take one glass and wrap it all the way through to make sure I know what my technique is going to be. I have an end roll of bubble wrap that I'm using up. I do like to fill the hollow area. You know what? I can go up to 5 pounds, so the weight doesn't really matter so much. So I might go ahead and use some paper today. A couple of sheets here, I'm going to cut them in half. Sometimes I use my foam wrap on the glassware, but I need to fill this void, so I'm going to at least fill it with some paper. Let's finish the one before we move on. I'm going to use tissue paper today for the first layer. Now let me check this a little bit better before I start taping. Going to need a little help here. You know what? I'll just do this. I'll just put a piece of bubble wrap on top here like this. You've seen me do that before. All 4 are wrapped. They're shipping priority because it's Poshmark. 3 sheets and 3 sheets. Hopefully it's not too much. I'm going to stand the glasses facing up, and I'm going to turn them in facing each other. And we have an air pillow machine now. This is so cool. Yes, we are making our own air pillows. Putting them around the corners. And 2. One of those on here. I kept the stores all the same name, Avante-Avenue, from Poshmark to Mercari and eBay, so that I don't have to worry about changing out my labels every time. One more sheet. I know that the bubble wrap on the bottom will compress slightly, so I'm not concerned about pressing down on it a little bit. And the bubble wrap on top will compress as well. I always put tape on this side seam. I don't want any blowouts on the box. Ready to go in the mail. On Poshmark, we also sold 4 Libby glasses that are green. And these 4 glasses made by Libby sold for $41. Poshmark fee was $8.20, so we netted $32.80. Now let's get down to the fun part, non-essentials. Non-essentials may be something that is purchased on a whim or a desire. It's a want, not a need. Some examples could be a lot of things that we sell, holiday or home decor. I'd say most jewelry is a non-essential. Perhaps a handbag is a non-essential. I mean, who doesn't have at least 1 or 2 or 3? And collectibles, I pretty much think that collectibles are non-essentials. What do you think? Because basically a non-essential is wanted, but not necessarily needed. I'm going to show you some of our sales that easily fall into the category of non-essential. Accepted an offer of $10 on a pair of earrings, pierced earrings. I'm not sure what I paid for them, probably about 50 cents, and they sold for $10 plus ship. I bought this large brass squirrel type. I can't really tell that it has any specific initials, but it's a large clip made in the 1970s. Could also be a paperweight. Paid $1 for it at a garage sale, and it sold on offer for $20 plus ship. I can't believe it. I finally sold one of my bracelets that I made from vintage charms and buttons. I'll open it up and show it to you. But first, it sold on offer for $29 plus ship. You know, vintage beads. I made a whole bunch of these charm bracelets, and it's the first one I've sold, and I listed them a long time ago, but I have others for sale in our store. We sold a lot of 3 little animal Christmas ornaments. Let's see, we've got a deer, a bunny, and a squirrel. I'll insert a photo here. And they sold on offer for $14.99 plus ship. All 3 feel good. I think I'll pack these in a padded envelope.
So you're in a hurry? Well, you better calm down. We're all friends around you. Just join the fun.
There it is. Boy, that's going to be fun to pack. Look at that handle. Yeah, that's going to be fun to pack. This is a Fitz & Floyd little shell dish. It's an older one. Paid $2.99 at Goodwill, and it sold on offer for $18 plus ship. The first thing I want to do is wrap the handle. Not sure how I'm going to do it, but I don't know. My first thought is just to cut some strips.
'Cause if you're in a hurry, you're missing the point. Should enjoy the fruits of life instead of chasing coins.
I also want to put some bubble wrap around the shell part, and I also want to fill in this void area. And I know it's going to take a lot of something. So I think that something is going to be large half-inch bubble wrap. Slide it through and see if I can just fold it in on itself. It's an odd shape, so I've got some stretch wrap here to try to hold all this in place. It's fairly well protected, but I still need some large bubble wrap. Three air pillows, some bubble wrap. Try 3 air pillows on the side and 3 on this side, lifting up on the bubble wrap. We sold a puppy dog, and it's been stored in this box. I haven't taped it all the way. It's been in storage, but I'm going to open it and show it to you. There's the puppy dog, the Valentine puppy dog. It's huge. Look at this thing. I mean, it's as long as the box almost. The box is 16 inches. Yeah, it's just it's a plush. It's got like straw inside, and it has a really old tag. It came from Stuffed Toys Incorporated. And yeah, sold puppy. So we're putting a puppy in the mail today. I'll get it packed up. Using up old scrap air pillows. These are not my new good ones. I was cleaning up my office and I found these. little bit of bubble wrap on top to make sure when they cut this open, they don't get anywhere near the puppy dog. He is pretty close to the top, right here. Here, I might just put it across this way. And that is crushing in here. I have some more older air pillows. Can't forget my thank you label right there. Feels good. I got this taped up and in the mail. Before I get started here, excuse my voice this morning. But anyway, sold this cute little Bo Peep, lost her sheep handkerchief. Paid 50 cents for it at an estate sale. It sold for $14.95 plus ship. It's so thin that I'm going to add a couple of air pillows to the padded envelope. Some more of these towels. I've got a whole box of them there. And yes, I'm using a priority mail box to store them, but I had some in a bag. So Mark, please tell me what your reaction was when I bought all of these towels.
Really? You're buying all the towels?
Why were you so concerned about that? Did you not believe in me?
Well, usually when I don't believe in something you're buying, it sells.
Yeah, usually.
So,
not always, because I have,
not always, but
because we have 2,700 items in our store. But yeah, that was not such a bad buy after all. Blue Q, my safe word is takeout. I don't know. I think I'm a pretty good cook. What do you think?
very good.
Good answer. I forget exactly how much I paid per towel, but it was far less than $1. And I set up a lot with quantities, discounted quantities, volume pricing, and it sold for $5.95 plus ship. So although it's not a large amount for one towel, I know that a lot of our subscribers have liked these towels. They've been buying them. Sometimes a couple of them give one as a gift. And thank you for that, everyone that's bought a towel. But, you know, it was an easy listing. Thank you to our subscriber, Tammy, for buying 2. And they totaled $11.90 plus shipping. There was a discount for buying 2. So thank you very much, Tammy. We really appreciate it. We're looking for Christmas ornaments in box number 2. Xmas Christmas box number 2. 4 count lot.
Over in this corner.
Oh, here they are. Yeah. All right, that's it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I probably have $1 or so into them. I typically pay about 25 cents per ornament. And they sold on offer for $19.99 plus ship. Since I have Ground Advantage and Priority Mail, I'm going through my small regular boxes, non-priority boxes like crazy. I'm going to try to squeeze it into a 7x5x5. Let's go with 1 piece of large bubble wrap. Got it. All right, I'll get it taped up and in the mail. We're looking for some salt and pepper shakers, the ones that we bought at that church rummage sale. There they are.
Kitty cats.
These aren't even the name brand ones. These are just generic. You want to show them the reason we bought this lot?
Odigari.
We bought the lot for those.
These are the salt and pepper shakers that are Odigari that go with this cream and sugar.
And these are...
These were kind of thrown in extra.
Yeah, and they sold. I estimated we had $3 in the pair, and they sold on offer for $19.99 plus ship. Salt and pepper shakers, the unbranded. I've got 1 sheet of tissue paper. I'm going to cut this in half. Give a wrap around each one a little bit. Wrapping it around the most fragile area, which is the little teapot that they're holding. And their ears. You know what? I'm going to wrap them one more time. I think 1 square of large 1/2-inch bubble wrap for each one will do. One down. Okay, both of them are well protected. Let's see what size box we need. It looks like I'm going to be using this 12 by 6 by 6 box. Just easier to put these in than to cut the box down. They weigh nothing. That looks pretty good. Fold this down a little bit. It needs something else on top to save all my scraps. If that's enough though. Find out here, we'll give it the shake test. Yeah, it's not going anywhere. We're looking for a little puppy dog. And I picked up these little organizers. I know you can buy these anywhere, you know, Dollar Tree, wherever. But I picked these up in a bundle at a sale. They've been great for little miniatures. I think it's in here, but I need a third hand. But I think I see a little tiny dachshund in here. Let me just go ahead and reach for it while you hold the basket. There you go. That's the puppy dog that's sold. Bone china, made in Japan. I probably have 25 to 50 cents into it. Or it could be from my own personal collection because we used to have a dachshund and I was selling off some of my minis. It's sold for $14.95 plus ship. He's a tiny little guy to pack. And I have a small box. I like these small boxes for Christmas ornaments and sometimes, you know, more expensive jewelry, but 6 by 4 by 2. I've had them for years. Yeah, I'm not advertising for that company. It's just a box that I have from them. So let's get this assembled and I'll get this guy packed. Some large 1/2-inch bubble wrap, and then this is wrapped in the small bubble wrap. I think this is going to work. Put the thank you label right on the box, and this will go in a small padded envelope. It's an eBay envelope. And I don't think I'm not going to put any other packing material in here. I'm just going to cut off this second peel off tab, which I don't like. And I need to allow enough room for the label, but at the same time I need to snug this up a little bit. And I always add some tape. And then I write on the back, I haven't told you this for a while, but I write the first and last initial of the buyer. In this case it's LC, and it's going to New York. Very rarely do I have someone with the same initials going to the same state. And the category that I hinted at in the beginning of this video, what category do you think that is? Any thoughts? How about bargains? Yep, bargains. What makes something a bargain? Well, typically it's cheaper than usual, at least cheaper than anticipated or expected. And I consider a bargain as something that has a higher perceived value than the price they're asking. Basically, a bargain is a good deal. So good, you just can't pass it up. Let's see some examples. A bargain could be anything, absolutely anything. Essential, practical, non-essential, anything that has a higher perceived value than the actual cost of the item. Mark, we are looking for some prints by Ronald Warfield of Mount Rainier National Park, and they should be over here somewhere. I think that's it right there.
I think these might be them.
Do you want to show those to everybody? I picked these up at the Reseller. Didn't know if they'd really sell or not. You know, I didn't write down what I paid, but probably what, a couple bucks each. So $4 invested.
And they're signed.
Right there and right here. The two prints sold on offer for $17.46 plus shipping. I've decided I want to put some cardboard with this because I don't want these to bend and I don't want to count on just these mats to keep it from bending. So I'm just going to cut a small piece of cardboard. Even up the end just a little bit. This way the cardboard will help stabilize it in the eBay padded envelope that I'm using. I'm going to fold this over as tight as I can so it doesn't shift around. It's good to go. Sold something from my personal collection. This is one of those aluminum canister sets, you know, for flour, sugar, coffee, tea. Yep, letting go with something. And for tax purposes, I estimated it to be worth about $20. I did accept an offer on it. Sold the set for $30 plus ship. Put some tissue paper around them, and now for the lids, I'm going to separate them with some foam, thin pieces of foam, just to keep it from rattling. I hope I can get the final lid on top without any issues. And the painter's tape is just to hold the lid on. I'm going to use a 9x9x9 box. Let's do a test fit. I think that's going to work out great. I just need some bubble wrap. Let's try 2 and 2, crossing over each other. I still have to get the flap closed. Nope, that's too much. Okay, so I can't go cross directions because it's too close to the top. But let's see what we can do here. I could put air pillows in here. Nice thing is it's not fragile. I mean, it could dent for sure. I think I've got enough air pillows. And I need to put a thank you label on here, which I'm a little concerned about because, I'll tell you what, I'll put it on the blue tape. Finishing off with some bubble wrap. I think it will make it. Ooh, it's close. Boy, that's really close. Plan B, piece of scrap cardboard on top. Has a hole in it, but it's okay. It's gonna do the job. And it's fodder now for taping. Mark, we're looking for a vase, a Capiz shell vase. And I think I see it in the back there.
I think this one said it was made in the Philippines.
It's pretty. I'm glad it finally sold, but yeah, that's all Capiz shell. Some people say Capiz. We say Capiz.
Made in the Philippines.
We probably paid $1 or $2 for it, and it sold on offer for $17 plus ship. This vase is hollow. You know I like to fill the hollow or void area. I'm going to wrap this up over the top, but before I do that, I have some more paper I'm going to put inside in the bottom. But I'm not sure that's going to fill that up all the way. Put some bubble wrap. It's a good time to use up scraps. Let's try 3 sheets of large 1/2-inch bubble wrap. I don't want to get too tall with this. I guess I'm not. That's about 8.5 inches. Checking it on the sides. It's not going to cover completely. I'm going to add a little bit of filler with a 1/4 sheet of bubble wrap so I can put that in here and tape. And the reason I hold this down, if you haven't heard, is because I'm working on a tablecloth, and so the grippy doesn't grip very well. But that's what I use. I use a tablecloth because of the videos, rather than the shiny vinyl of the table itself. That's pretty good. Roly-poly. I hope they don't put it on the counter and it rolls off. Hopefully not. Get a thank you label on here. Let's check this again. I really need a 9-inch high box. Let's do a test fit. Oh yeah, that's gonna work great. Crisscross some bubble wrap in here. Kind of roll this down, the bubble wrap. I didn't think I had quite enough room for air pillows, so that's why I'm going with the bubble wrap. Do I have too much? But I know the bubble wrap will compress the top and the bottom. It's a little tighter than I want it to be. So I'm going to cut this down to a 1/2 sheet. I think this is the one causing the problem. Sometimes you have to adjust. I like the way this feels much better. When I woke up this morning, my email was filled with a whole bunch of bargains. Buy a dozen donuts, get one free. 50% off home decor. 40% off wedding. 20% off online orders and pickup. 65-cent pancakes. $10 reward vouchers. Only $1.49 per meal. And $1 steak for life, if I come back. There are bargains everywhere. Why shouldn't there be bargains on eBay?
It's a pretty cool pepper grinder.
It is. paid $2 for it at a church rummage sale and sold it for $16.22. Yes, we have some odd numbers these days. Something easy this time. This is going priority mail, which I'm pretty happy for because now I get to use a priority mailbox. And this is a discontinued regional rate box. I'm not going to mark anything out. I'm just going to assemble it and run a label for regular priority mail. Good. Have you ever seen this troll? This beatnik troll? I'll insert a photo here. A 1966 Unita doll Wishnik troll. I probably have $1 into it, and I sold it on offer for $18.50 plus ship. I'm using a piece of scrap cardboard to prevent it from bending, and I know this isn't quite enough, one sheet, so I'm going to add a half sheet on top. Thought about boxing it, but I need to save the boxes for something more fragile. But they did pay $18 for it, so I do want to make it nice. Let's see if it fits in a medium-sized envelope, padded envelope. And we will put do not bend labels on the top and the bottom. Okay, into the mail it goes. This sells for a 19-count lot of checkers with an earth and stars pattern. I'll insert a photo here. Bought these at a town-wide sale in Abingdon, paid $2, and sold them on offer for $16.22 plus ship. I think I can fit these in a small box. This is 5 by 4 by 2. And fit this in a small padded eBay envelope.
Okay, next we've got a brass footed planter.
I barely got it on that shelf.
And it's hot on, okay, I got it.
Yeah, we're running out of room. Believe it or not, we are running out of room. I shouldn't say that too loud. Mark will say, well, then we can't source anymore.
Gotta stop buying.
Paid $1 for it at a church rummage sale.
And how much to sell for?
Not as much as I'd hoped. It sold on offer for $15 because we are wheeling and dealing. Is that how you say it, Mark? Wheeling and dealing?
Yep. But as they say here in Tennessee, we're wheeling and dealing.
Are you making fun of the people that live here?
Oh, heck no.
You guys don't know. He's really from Pennsylvania. He's just covered up that Pennsylvania drawl for a long time now.
I found the brass and marble candle holders.
Woohoo! We paid $2.50 for the 2-count lot of candlesticks, and they sold on offer for $49.99 plus ship. Before I put the candlesticks in storage, I went ahead and protected them with bubble wrap.
And this is the matching brass, marble, and crystal bowl that goes to the candlesticks that we just sold on eBay. But this sold on Poshmark. Kind of strange.
It is strange.
Within a day or two apart.
But I looked, and it's not to the same person.
No?
We're glad for the sale.
Yeah.
How much did this one sell for?
$49.95.
Yeah, not bad.
And I think we paid $5 for all 3 pieces.
Yeah, $5 for the bowl and the candlesticks are not too bad.
Woo!
This has been sitting behind me over on my credenza for a while, since April. And it's absolutely beautiful, and it's absolutely so heavy. It weighs over 7 pounds. It is lead crystal. I mean, seriously, I bet the lead weighs 2 pounds just by itself. It's block crystal made in Poland, Chalet, lead crystal clear glass ice bucket. Paid $3 for it at a church rummage sale, and I accepted an offer of $100. It doesn't seem like much, $16.05 to South Carolina from Tennessee, so hopefully I have enough because I am going to double box it. I have an idea on how we can improve our sales on eBay, but first I have to share a little bit about the economy, so hang in here with me. I assume that most of you watching this video experienced the 2007-2008 financial crisis. It was a global financial crisis, also called the Great Recession. The financial crisis was the most severe worldwide economic crisis since the Great Depression of 1929. Yeah, we experienced it, right? We had to get through it. I know you've heard it before, but we lost 2 retail stores. I didn't see it coming. It took us about 10 years to recover from that. So in today's economy, the signs are there again. The signs of another recession. I honestly believe we've been in it for a while, but I'm not going to go there. But what is a recession? Decreased economic output, lower consumer demand, and high unemployment. The economy shrinks because of pullback in economic activity. There's a slowdown in consumer spending and business investment. What affects resellers the most? The slowdown in consumer spending. Basically, what I'm saying here is it's a buyer's market. Yeah, a buyer's market, not a seller's market. It might be a seller's market when it comes to housing, but as far as reselling non-essentials and practical items, yeah, it's a buyer's market. A buyer's market happens when there's more supply than demand. I think it's safe to say that there's more supply on eBay than there is demand. And in a buyer's market, the buyer has the advantage in price negotiation. Yes, the buyer. The buyer has the advantage. So what can we do? What can we do to increase our sales? Well, first of all, I've shown you in this video that there are still people out there buying non-essentials and practical items. Not everyone is looking for necessities. You've heard me say there will always be people with more money than what we have. That's guaranteed. So I've been experimenting. For a while, I was very focused on ending and sell similar. Well, that didn't really help. It seems like the end and sell similar is broken, at least for our store. And then one morning I woke up and sat on the edge of the bed and I thought back about our retail stores. And I remember the day that we had more customers in our store than we had ever had for the entire 3.5 years. And I walked into Mark's office and I said, "Hun, I think I know what the solution is. I think I know what we have to do to revive our eBay store." And no, it's not offering free shipping or free returns. And we don't do promoted listings. I've been experimenting with that in our second store, avanteavenue. We've had a few sales, but it didn't make a major difference. We could add international shipping, but you know, if you do that these days, you have to disclose your personal information, your personal name and address. I guess you could have a P.O. box, but yeah, that's changed for anything you sell in the UK. And those who are saying that, well, make sure that box is unchecked where you're requiring the buyer to have a payment on file before making an offer. Ours was unchecked, and eBay is going to make it mandatory anyway. So that wasn't one of the problems why we were having slow sales. And we like to think we have pretty good photos and titles and descriptions and plenty of item specifics filled out, although eBay's been taking some of those away too in their experiments. Whenever eBay does something behind the scenes, we often see our sales drop. The bottom line is, in today's economy, I believe there's one thing that most buyers are looking for right now. And that is a bargain. Yes, a bargain. So what I've been doing as of late is running sales, 3-day sales for about 3 or 4 days at a time. Last weekend I ran 50% off clothing, 35% off pretty much everything else in our store. And the number of watchers increased. I was able to send offers because I prefer to send the offer, not wait for the offer. And I unchecked the box that allows for counter offers. So I have a little bit of control of the minimum that I would want to accept. Our sales increased. Is it a fluke? I don't know. Because there's so many factors that are out of our control. But I do believe that the reason we sold most of the items in this video, the non-essential, the simply practical items, is because of those sales. You saw the discounts, 50% off, 35% off. Will it work long term? I don't know yet, but I'm going to keep on setting sales. Every 3 or 4 days, I'm going to set a new sale. I like to set them to start right away and end either at 11:30 p.m. or 6 a.m. Let's face it, the majority of our inventory is non-essential. I don't think we have anything that anybody really has to have. So I encourage you to set sales. If you have an eBay store, set sales. I encourage you to send offers. I encourage you to seriously consider the offers that you've received, because making sales helps our sell-through rate. I know you've heard about that sell-through rate on eBay. You know, what's selling versus what we have in inventory. I don't think you have to purge your inventory. I don't think you have to go through and get rid of all your low value items. Before you would even think of doing that, put your items on sale and be open to using the offer feature. It's probably the greatest tool that eBay gave us, especially if you don't do auctions. On buy it now items, we need that offer feature. The day that we had more customers in the store, the most people in our stores ever, than any other day, was the first day of the day we were going out of business. We can hold out for the right buyer to come along, or we can sell out to the buyers that want our stuff. You know, the item that's been listed for years is taking up room on our shelves. It's collecting dust in a corner. Sell out rather than be a holdout. Because if not, one day you might find yourself selling it out, selling it all out, and you're going out of business sale. But you don't have to let it get to that point. Just that mindset of going out of business can change your whole perspective on what it takes to make sales in today's economy. Thanks for watching. I'm Vicki with Avante Avenue, and Mark and I will see you soon.
It's beautiful.